Okay, so we got a homeowner that called with a leak that needs help with. So this is where it's expressing itself, is in this covered porch. So we got a ceiling here, and we got spots it spans about 8 feet. Yeah, about 6, 8 feet. And it's coming across, and you can see it's in a perfect line here. So it's not just one leak, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 stains on this ceiling. So that tells me there's something going on with the deck, because on the outside, I've already looked at this on the outside, and when we look at roof leaks, we want to look for red flags right away. So we're looking for transitions, we're looking for flashing details. Anything that you have to shingle around is really where you end up, where the leaks express themselves. So we don't have that here particularly. So we have a transition, we have this porch built on, it's the same pitch as the soffit was, then the pitch change. So we have a pitch change, which can be a problem, but the leak is down from the pitch change about 4 or 5 feet. So I'm not thinking that it's a pitch change. So there's something going on with the deck itself. And as I look at the deck, you want to see flat level shingles going all the way across the deck. And what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing a line coming across here where there's a difference in elevation on the roof boards or the plywood, or something's going on underneath these shingles. So even though the shingles are all in place and the roof is leaking, then we have some other sort of failure. And typically that is when bad wood is present for the deck and the roofers shingle over the bad wood. So the asphalt shingles just tread water, but on every key, you know, the left and the right where the shingles butt together, water gets in those keys and it gets underneath the shingles, and it'll run left and right under the shingles. That's why you need an underlayment. So the underlayment has its purpose, but if the underlayment is poked full of holes with the nails of the shingles, and now in it, the nails aren't sticking solid to good hard wood that's laying level flat, you get issues. So we got some sort of an issue here with the deck is what I'm guessing. So to figure this out, the only thing we can do really is go to the problem area on the roof, remove the shingles and remove the underlayment, and inspect the deck. As the pitch of the roof goes is where the leak is, and it's in a horizontal line, so that's very suspicious. So about right there. So if the leak is in there 6 feet, so more than likely the leak is a little bit above that, 6 or 8 feet. Between 6 and 8 feet is where we need to remove shingles. 6, 7, 8. And right here on this, there's a little dip right here. So we have an issue with the deck. And like there's a little lip on top of the shingles where this isn't laying flat. So we obviously have an issue here with the decking. My guess, before we tear this apart, what the fix is going to be is to remove the shingles in this area, probably on this whole entire slope, and get new decking on it, is what I'm guessing needs to happen. But to get a better feel for what we have for decking and what we got to replace when we come back out, that's why I'm going to kind of tear into this a little bit and figure out what we need to bring back when we come and repair this. That's not laying flat. There's a row of nails right through that. And even though there's underlayment on here, it don't work. Once you poke a hole in it, if you got standing water or running water over the top of it, it's going to leak. So that's why it's so important that this delaminated plywood gets removed before you install a new roof. You absolutely cannot shingle over delaminated plywood. even if the middle of the plywood is hard and everything is fine on that, you got to get, if it's lipped up, it's delaminated. If it's not laying flat, if it's not completely flat, it needs to go. So what we're looking at here is pine plywood. You cannot use pine on a roof. It falls apart over time. It cannot take any type of heat or moisture, and it just buckles. So there's about a 1/2 inch lip there. So even though it has a solid deck, the seams are not solid. The seams are not tight like this. There's a 1/2 inch buckle right here. And then on top of it, a row of nails went right through that buckle, creating a pond, putting an indentation into the shingles, and then water runs atop, water's underneath the asphalt shingles. Believe this or not, but there's water under your asphalt shingles all the time. And that's what the underlayment is doing. The underlayment's keeping the water out of your house. The shingles are treading the water, but there's still a little bit of water that gets underneath your whole entire roof, especially with wind-driven rain. So what the repair is here, basically the repair is this. As I sit here and look, I can see this whole row, there's a lip. You can see it through the shingles on this whole row. So the leak is expressing itself 6 feet inside the house. This is plywood, 4x8 sheets of plywood. So at 7 feet here, we have a seam. So they either have a 1 foot piece of plywood down there, or they have a 1 foot piece of plywood down there. I'm guessing down there because we're reading 7 feet instead of 8 here. Or else they trimmed off, yeah, so they got a short row of plywood, but it's pine. And you can't have pine on a roof. So what the repair here is, because the roof is leaking in the middle of the roof with no protrusions, and you can see this deformity from the ground. You can look up here and you can see this horizontal line coming all the way across here, and then there's another one up here, right where the transition is. So the fix here, that's 4 feet to the transition, so there's a full piece of plywood there. So what I'm going to recommend for repair here is this bottom, whatever this is, 3 square on this porch addition. This gets all re-roofed. This pine plywood gets removed, and new fir plywood or 1/2 inch OSB gets installed. Then there's never going to be an issue. But the leak is, there's a row of nails coming right across the seam, and in between the rafters, the plywood's buckled up. This all has to go. So I'm going to put this back together. We'll schedule the next repair. We'll bring a crew out and we'll dig into this for them. So I'm going to recommend to the homeowner is re-shingling this bottom 3 square shingles, getting this pine plywood off this roof and into the landfill where it belongs, and give them the choice of 1/2 inch fir plywood or 1/2 inch OSB. Either one of those products are the correct product. This is not the correct product for this application. Pine cannot go on roofs. That's what we're going to do. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to press the like button, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss the next project. We're proud to serve the greater Sioux Falls area, and we're always here to help with all your roofing and exterior needs, from repairs to full replacements. Got a question or need help with your home? Drop a comment or reach out at 605-764-9517 or visit our website at jimwoodsroofing.com. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, we'll see you on the next project.